up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
The world is wide. Let's make it closer. With smart planning and a touch of magic, Ash knows travel. Welcome to the future of travel. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors book smarter and build confidence. And tonight's training is all about the 5 monetizable topics every travel agent should post about. And we're going to talk about the kinds of contents that just don't get likes, but actually lead to like inquiries, deposits, and of course, repeat clients. And then we're going to take it even a little bit further for that. But I'm going to go in and try to break down like what to post, why these topics that I'm covering actually work, and how to use them consistently so you guys can like your content can kind of work for you instead of just like filling your feed when you're posting, right? So you already know the drill. If you are live here, go ahead and drop a quick hello in the chat. And if you happen to be catching this on a replay, make sure you comment #replay so that I know that you stopped by. And I know next week is like Christmas time, right? I know that we are all going to be getting together with our families and stuff. So I just want to let you guys know in advance next week, I'm going to be doing like simple trainings, like new agent phase 2 is going to be on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do, there's another topic I was going to do. What is it? Oh, identifying lookers and bookers. So if you're struggling with, obtaining clients and you're trying to figure out where you're going along with that, that's a good one. But on Christmas Day, since I technically have to go live Tuesday through Thursday, I'm just doing live replays that day. So it's going to be a really chill week next week. But the week after, okay, is my birthday week. So you guys, we got to be starting fresh there, right? On the 27th, I'm going to do Saturday mornings with Ash. So right after Christmas time, guys, I'll be doing my next Saturday live. And then on my birthday, I'm going to do a whole like kind of post for you guys, which is going to just kind of tell you guys about who I am because I feel like I haven't done that yet. So I'll do that. And then on the 31st, the day before New Year's, we're going to do a 2026 vision board. And if you guys want to screenshot it, just so you guys can see it, that's what we're going to be doing. But on the 2026, we're going to be doing a vision board party, but we're going to do like travel advisor edition and kind of put our vision for our goals next year since next year's starting, right? And of course, all of this will be on my YouTube channel. I am doing my corporate training on that Monday too, but I will upload Market Like a Pro Part 10 during this week too, so you guys can catch it here on my YouTube channel. Okay. So enough about that. I just want to let you guys know what's on the way. All right. Let's go ahead and dive into our training for tonight. So 5 monetizable topics every travel agent should post about content that actually leads to income. And I want to cover this because I feel like when we're posting our content, every time we post, we should always have what I call like a money piece. And a money piece for me isn't necessarily like an ad or a deal. A money piece for me is actually more like I have intentions of obtaining some type of income alone just from this post, even if it's outside of just my regular bookings, right? Like it has a very good purpose behind it, and that's what I'm going to get to. So when I'm teaching you these topics, of course, I don't have a packet today. I feel like I packet y'all too much. And these topics are things that we're kind of already doing. So nothing out of the usual, but I just want to explain to you how you can kind of go into the topics and go make them monetizable instead of just regularly posting to them, okay? So nothing really new is being obtained. I'm just diving deeper into what I've already taught you guys so you understand why I'm teaching it that way. And then you can, take some of the parts from this training tonight and then go implement them. All right. I don't want you to take all of these 5 and be like, let's post this right now. That's not what I'm saying tonight. Okay. I just want you guys to obtain some of this knowledge and then use it on your own path to do just a lot better in what you're doing now. That's it. All right. So let's get started. Now, why most agents post, but they don't monetize? Well, monetizing when it comes to posting has to be consistent. So a lot of times people post randomly and they have no purpose to their content. It's just something to fill the feed, right? There's no connection to actually wanting to bring income inside the post. And a lot of the times people just chase the trends trying to go viral one time. Well, that viral one time doesn't get you paid, okay? So instead of actually strategizing what they're posting, having a purpose behind it, they just start just posting, okay? When you're just posting like that, you are limiting yourself on what you can actually do with your content. You're not really in control of it. You're just trying to fill that spot. And that is going to honestly stop you from ever posting monetizing content. So, what monetizable content actually means, okay? Monetizable content solves a problem. It builds trust, it leads somewhere, it has a call to action, and it creates an opportunity for them to take it even further. And it's not about selling, that's not what I'm trying to tell you. It's about taking your content from just the usual content and positioning it in a way that it has a funnel that leads to the next step, is what that means. Now, of course, I'm going to break it down, right? But I want you guys to understand that before I break it down, that you don't have to use all 5 of these at once. Okay. I just want to set an expectation because I don't want to overwhelm you. But what I like to do myself is I like to take one and I normally will plug it in. And I like the one I really like a lot. You'll see is normally like the hacks and tips and stuff like that. But the idea of it is you just need to pick one that kind of works and then rotate them and build consistency. Okay. Now, I always tell you guys to post different things, right? Like I don't tell you to just post about like one like specific post over and over and over. So that's what I don't want you to do here. But when you start building your post, I want you to kind of use these topics like, oh yeah, this is an extra way I can do this, this, and this, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to cover in this, okay? But if you really honestly want to get monetized, no matter what the platform is, you have to, I would suggest using one of these on top of not just getting clients, etc., right? Because there's several different ways that we can get monetized, or we're talking about monetizable topics, right? So it kind of goes all in one. But what my goal is that you guys have to be consistent. I was consistent on YouTube for 6 months. It took me 6 months and then I got fully monetized. Full monetization on a platform is way different than when you just like first start making income. Like for example, Facebook, you guys know they kind of pay us, but like it's like a little, like it'll be like $2 or $3 and you're like, yeah, I did it, right? Okay. When you get full monetized on YouTube, it's totally different over there. It's a different world. Same thing with TikTok. Like once you hit like group 7, it's a different world. Like Group 7, if you haven't heard about them, but they're highly monetized and they kind of align with each other and they motivate each other to get further monetized and they work together. That's a different type of monetization, right? But you can't get there if you don't start doing what I'm talking about right here. This is the foundation of it. And I know not a lot of us are monetized, right? And I can speak on it because I am, but what I want to teach you guys is like, it's not like a fast path. It's simple things like you don't need all 5 at once. You just need to start taking one of them and posting them consistently. You're going to still post your other content, but not every content that you post is going to be monetizable, right? So I want to teach you the ones that are so that then you can go in and pick which ones work for you. But ideally, I want you to rotate them, okay, out of the ones you pick. And then what I'm trying to do is get you to build that consistency without the burnout, because a lot of us try so hard to focus on content that we don't actually just think like, man, they're only going to see this for 20 seconds. Like we just did all of that and they're going to look at it, especially if you look at the click-through rate and they're like only looking at it for 8 seconds. Like, oh, right? Like we don't want that. We want a topic that has a full thing. That's what this is. Okay. Then honestly, the income will follow with the clarity after you use topics like this because they're consistently seeing it and they're understanding what to do with them. So Let's go. Okay. Now, topic number 1. Bookings and real travel examples. Now, this is the most basic one, but I cannot tell you how many times I have gotten a booking from a booking I have already done. And it's not a referral, it's me telling them that I booked something. Okay. They love that. Now, I don't post all of my bookings because that's just too much work, but I do like to post like bookings that I've done, even if I didn't do it that week. What if I did it a month ago? Like they don't have to know all of this. What I'm trying to get to is you can easily position this as, oh, I saved my client when I booked this. That's a real travel example, right? Or I booked this for a client. They're going next year to Disney, right? Like whatever it is, it doesn't have to have dates on it. It doesn't have to do that. But this type of post brings on other bookings. This type of post builds authority and trust. And that's one of the biggest things that we can build with our clients. When I see a dentist, I always say dentist. I don't know why. That's the only guy I can think of. But I see a doctor, okay, like one of those like cosmetic doctors. All right. Yeah. Okay. We want to see their examples. I want to see what you've booked. I want to see what you did, right? That's exactly what I'm trying to teach you here. Okay. Examples of how you can do this. Booked trips without client details. Don't put any details. You just need to tell them what you did. That's it. You just need to tell them what they did. Then you can even go as further as saying, okay, let's just say we took that trip and we actually booked it, but highlight the destination and be like, look where I'm sending my client to, blah, blah, blah. Here's the details, right? That is monetizable kind of content because you're not only highlighting the destination, but you're informing them that I booked this and I sent a client there, right? Here's what this type of trip looks like is also a great example because you can kind of work that in as a client win or, this is what I booked. Something like this works, okay? But why does it monetize? Because it builds trust. It leads to inquiries because they might already be looking for this place. And even if it's not something you've booked, maybe you haven't done a booking yet, maybe you're brand new. Okay, I'm going to flip this, okay? I want you to not turn it into what I'm taking my clients or look at the next thing I'm planning for a client. You see how I did that? Look at the next thing that I'm planning for a client. That way, it's not like you're saying, oh, I booked something and you didn't. I'm not asking you to lie. What I'm saying is that it could really just not even be something looking for a client. You might just be looking for yourself. They don't have to know all of the details. And I feel like when we first start, we feel like we have to share everything. No, we need to keep it smooth, keep it professional, and keep it where it's just flowing to a funnel, right? The next step would be if I put a post like this, I would do like, look what I'm doing. I'm sending my client to Hawaii next year. I'm the client. I'm sending myself to convention. I'm sending my client to Hawaii next year. Look at where they're staying. Look at the beautiful island that they're staying at. If this is something that you're interested in, comment Hawaii below so I can get you set up. Like something like that can kind of pull it through. Okay. Now, this is the most basic one that I can give you. So please take it for that. But I want you to understand how easy it is to go in and make money off of something that you've already done in the process, right? Next, especially research, please. If you're researching it, make a post about it. Just make money every time you do something, like how they say, like people like just film yourself, just record, just hit record, do whatever and hit record. Okay, do that with your post. And if you do that a lot, especially on Facebook, you're about to get paid. People like the people that get paid on Facebook are literally posting every 2 hours. I don't know why. I've watched them and they get paid a lot, but I don't have it in me. So this is just something, if you need something to post, here it is, use it, right? All right, number 2. This one I say because a lot of us skip this where we take it kind of on a weird path. So I want to break down this topic on how you can actually make it monetizable, but at the same time, I know it's kind of basic. So let me explain, okay? Travel education and tips are great and they can work wonderfully for your niche, but you need to put them into your niche. That's the best way you can do this. If you're going to give them education on travel, make sure it's a type of travel you actually sell. Like it has to be very niche based. And we just went over the whole algorithm thing, right? Like last week, or not last week, on Monday. Was it Monday? Where did we go over this? Oh no, it was last week. We went over the whole thing on algorithms and stuff, right? And I covered to you guys what you need to post and stuff like that, right? This was one of them, but you have to make sure that it fits to your niche for it to actually work. And this can actually be a great way for you to get a lot of likes, views. A lot of people will actually inquire after seeing posts like this. One of the ones that I really got a lot of bookings from was I did like a whole Royal Caribbean week, and it got me a group cruise that is actually leaving. They're leaving next month, and you already know it's paid off, so you know what's about to happen, right? We know what's about to happen. It's about to be payday. Okay, so anyways, listen to me, all right? But I got them because I just started posting about Royal Caribbean. Like I just kept dropping it over and over and over. And I don't know why. I just really like Royal Caribbean. But one of the posts that she actually liked was the things that you should do before you go on your next cruise. And that was what made her inquire. Because if you think about it, I'm the expert. If I'm sitting here going, hey, before you take your next cruise, listen to me, and you're thinking about booking with me, okay, now I want to book with you. That's why I cover it here, because this is a big part of being a travel advisor that a lot of us skip. We are advising them at all times, okay? So whether that's tips, whether that's education, maybe teaching them new destinations, it all kind of positions you as the expert. Then, okay, let me talk about examples. So travel education wise, you could talk about when to travel, what to pack, the resort comparisons if you want to, cruise basics, those are very easy. But I'm going to tell you something about this, okay? Don't be too deep about it, because there's so many things that I've learned as a travel advisor that I would never know if I wasn't a travel advisor. And you have to keep in mind that they don't know. They don't know nothing about what we know. And we're going to let them in, but we need to break it down, like travel advising, for new travel advisors. Like, and even if they've been traveling, we still have to break it down each time, okay? So you don't have to get into really deep topics. You could literally just be like, when you're talking about cruises, right? And taking your next cruise, bring a water, what are those called? Stanley cup. One of those Stanley cups next time you go, so you could just fill your cup up and go throughout the ship. If not, you're going to have to stop at every drink spot to get a drink. Like something like this is like something simple, right? But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that they can bring a pack of soda on the boat per person or who's ever in the cabin. Like a lot of people don't know that. They don't know they can bring a bottle of wine. Like there's just so many different parts of it. So I feel like it's good to cover all of them. Okay. Now, why does it monetize? First of all, it reduces their hesitation to buy with you because you're coming as the expert. It's going to build your confidence, not only in yourself, but also to the people that are looking, to book with you. And it helps speed up the decisions because you're coming off as, okay, I've already done this before, right? And you could have just chat GPT that. They don't have to know that, all right? Now, number 3, client experience and process. People don't just buy trips, and that's the biggest thing that travel advisors make the mistake on. They buy the actual support. They don't want to book with us because we have the best deals. Do we sometimes have the best deals? Yeah, we do. Great. Okay, that's just an added feature. They're really looking to book with us because they don't want to do it. They want us to take care of it. So they're investing money into us, booking the trip for them. And they're looking for us to really just show out and support them. That's what they're going for. So I like to cover this as a part of my posting. Now, does anybody cover this? I feel like we don't really cover this, but this is a little bit deeper. Okay. You can do this face to face. You can make a video about this, but some examples of what I'm trying to talk about is what happens after they inquire. Like you want to talk about how you're going to take care of them, what you do for them, what they can expect, how you support your clients, what it's working with, like what it feels like. If you have any reviews, you guys can put them in there, like, like through the videos or whatever you do. Like you want to show them what you have already done or what's your process when you do it. Like they need to see you. This is a connecting piece, okay? But why does that monetize? It attracts serious clients because those people that are actually serious, they're not going to really care about the pricing as much. They're going to care about what you can do for them. Okay, so that's what that pulls out. It also filters out the price shoppers because once they actually see your process, they stop with the price shopping. Like I'm going to give you an example. You guys have ever done one of those really complicated bookings and backs where you have to like add in like multiple flights and hotels? Okay, I did one before and I was still kind of new at it. It took me like 4 hours to do because I kept messing it up. was so frustrating. And I sent it to a lady and I told her, I was like, I'm sorry it took me so long, but I had to put it together. I had to put it together. It took me forever. Um, and then when I sent it to her, she looked at it for like 5 minutes and then she texted me back and was like, okay, what if we just like added somebody else like to the room or like separated room? And then I did it again, right? And then like I didn't mind doing it because I kind of enjoy it, honestly. It's fun for me. So I did it again. And then she asked me like to take somebody out of the room or something like that. And then I told her, I was like, hey, I was like, listen, I was like, are you serious about booking this? Like, and obviously I was way more professional about it, but I was like, I just need to know, like, are you actually planning to book or are you just like looking for a price? Because like this takes me like almost 2 hours to build each time. Once she realized that it took 2 hours for me to build, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I did not know that. Let me make sure. And then she ended up booking, okay. But like a lot of the time, people don't know our process. They don't know, yes, we can do very complicated bookings, but it does take a little time. But like my point here is that nobody knows what we can do for them. So it's like also kind of a thing that we need to tell people. Okay. But it'll filter out price shoppers once they see how much work you have to put in and what you're doing for the client and how you take care of them. They're going to feel real guilty about using you to get a price. I promise. All right. But another thing it's going to do is build loyalty because people are going to be able to trust what you're doing for them since you're showing them. All right. All right. Number 4. We don't ever talk about this, but we should. We should talk about it. Okay. Tools that we use. Great. We're using Evo Plus. We need to talk about that. We could definitely, you can get a booking that way. You don't even have to show them if you don't want to. I've shown videos where I've shown them. I've just took pictures where I show them the prices. I've done a lot of different things. That's one of our tools, right? If you guys have like, what is that, Travel Joy, where you build beautiful itineraries, show them how you do it or show them the itinerary. Like, make sure you guys are talking about what you guys use. Now, I'm not talking about going there and show them how you use Canva. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the tools that you use that to benefit them, to help them, like whatever that you can just kind of show that process. Okay. Now, this next couple of parts that I'm going to talk about is kind of where the layered income can come in. Okay. So products and resources. A lot of people, I've seen you guys do this. Okay. I've seen you guys sell like these little $5 books. It's like a travel, like I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay. I saw this girl do this one time. This is old school. So what she used to do is she would have it to where, and it didn't work at first. It took her some time to build it, but she's got over like 200K people following her. So it worked. Okay. But she would sell them like a guide that she made and they would pay $5 for the guide, but they would like get a voucher in return. And then like that $5 was like monthly or something like that. Now, obviously, I don't know if we could still do that today, but what I'm trying to show you is that you guys can use these tools, travel essentials, whatever, and it's like a lead magnet or like as a return, right? And then also, if you want to get a little bit further than that, other than just resources, products. A lot of us have Amazon product stores or Shopify, whatever you guys have. Connect them and then talk about them and then attach them so you guys can make commission off of them. I have a whole training on how to get monetized and start doing Amazon if you guys want. And I talk about how you can use it for travel and how you can post it on your TikTok. I go over that in that training. But the reason I go over that is because I've actually had sales from it. And I didn't even think about that like when I first, started. Now, another resource and tool that I want to talk about that is provided to us automatically is our affiliate links. A lot of you guys don't use them. Like I rarely see affiliate links. I'm bad about it myself, right? I'm just like, go to my link in my bio. No, put the link in the post. Put it in there. Let them click on it themselves. I promise you, if they see it, they're more likely to use it. Okay. But those are just some suggestions. Now, why does it monetize? It's affiliate income. It's value-based recommendations. It's not like you're trying to sell something. You're coming off as I'm a travel advisor. This is what I suggest to use. Safe. Now, also low pressure income because you're not expecting anything from it, but it does sell and it kind of helps, right? So another way you can make money, all right? Number 5, this is the best way to get paid. Look at that man. He already knows what's up. All right, tell us, sir. Lifestyle, perspective, and authority. People follow people they trust. Yeah. And you don't have to be like personal about it. You don't have to get deep about it. You just need to be real with them and be professional, but at the same time, bring in your own kind of spice to it. Okay. So your travel journey, lessons you've learned, behind the scenes, but like high level if you want to, industry insight that you maybe have attained. But why does this work? Because it builds credibility, it attracts opportunities, especially if you're team building. This is a good one. And then it leads to training, partnerships, and growth. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something about this. I actually, since I've been doing this, I've been approached by a couple of different brands that want me to use their tools, like I've been approached. I haven't accepted anything, but that's what that leads to. You can do the same thing as a travel advisor. Okay, when you start using the same products, they will come to you and go, hey, like you're doing great, you're using our products, can we do like a brand deal? You guys have that ability. You have the ability to do just different partnerships and growth and all of that, right? And it can just be something simple like, oh, I just love like Halara. I've been offered to do Halara before, which is like the leggings, right? And I had to fill it out and everything, but I never went through with the whole promotion deal. But regardless, what I'm trying to get to is that like they're just like leggings, but people love to wear them when they travel. So it's still a way for us to get monetized, right? So that is the top 5, but we're not done here. Okay. I want to explain to you how we're going to use them. I don't want you to think that's just it. So why do these 5 topics work together? Because they build trust, visibility, income, and authority. And that's the 3 like main pieces: that trust, visibility, and authority. That's what we're trying to obtain on social media. And then the income is just a little extra. Okay. So what I'm trying to get to is that when you're posting stuff like this, you don't have to sell that way. You're not selling, you're just building like a connection. You're building the trust. You don't even have to show your face all the time to do it. You can show your coffee. I don't care what you share, right? But the content is going to do the work for you because you're posting consistently and you're talking about things that are going to help bring money in, but you're connecting with them in the process. So let's talk about what not to post, okay? Avoid random trends with no purpose. If you are not a professional TikTok dancer, posting something that has no relevance to your travel, unless it's a TikTok dance that you can turn into relevance, okay? If it's not, it doesn't work on that page. Make another page if you want, okay? Over explaining systems, like going into deep details, you're gonna lose their interest. Just be real basic about it. Like talk to them like very simple. Like this is just what it is. This is the price you can say. This is the deal I got. Cool, right? Or this is a travel hack. Don't bring blah 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 on your next ship. Something like that. Like just something easy. Okay. Next, constant selling. They're not gonna book with you. They're not here to book just for the sales. They want to trust you. Okay. And then posting without direction. If you're just posting and you have no purpose or like have no funnel, like that leads to a call to action or anything, it's just a waste of post. Like I remember when I first really started doing TikTok a lot, and I had a mentor, and now he's actually my junior business partner. We actually sell travel together. So when I first met him, though, his mastering was all social media, and he kept telling me, "Stop posting without a purpose." And then, like, I would post something, and I would think it's the greatest post ever. And then this man would come to me, and he'd be like, "Listen, did that even serve your audience?" No, no, it didn't. All right, like it's a hard thing for us to get over. It's a hard thing for us to like, and at first it feels kind of numb because you're like, oh, I'm just talking about travel, right? But there's still a way for you guys to just kind of connect with people through it. You just have to find your space and find being comfortable in it. But clarity always wins. You don't want to sit here and just, start just posting randomly, just kind of getting it out there. Like you want to really sit down and talk about what's going to kind of bring in money, but connect with them at the same way. So, how to monetize without being salesy. Educate first, right? Position. Oh, I did not realize that had that at the same time. Oh, sorry. All right. How to monetize without being salesy. So, educate first, position yourself clearly, let people inquire, use soft call to actions, like try not to make it to where it's so like, like just pushing. We don't want to push. We want to connect and then maybe share a little bit of ourselves and then sell. Like that's what we need to do. We need to build on it, right? You don't want to ever just drop a sell. You want to take it where you're educating them a little bit, or this is why you should book with me, and then drop the sell. Okay. But make sure you're always, of course, using call to action on every single post that you're doing. And I really recommend if you're listening, listen, if you really want to do this correctly, tell them to comment or send you a DM. Like commenting is the best thing that you can do because it keeps the algorithm like posting you back because they're engaging with you. Don't send them to a link in the bio. Don't send them to, if they open their DMs, I think it would still help, but I feel like a comment's a little bit better. Like you want some engagement with that post. Make sure you tell them at the beginning, share this post, save this post, comment below, like whatever it is, like to kind of keep them engaged throughout, but also kind of bring that, you need to save this or you need to tell somebody, like to bring in that, kind of, momentum to the post, right? Now, the content mindset shift is what I'm trying to get to when it comes to this. Stop asking what I should post today and then start asking, what does this post support? There it is. That's what I had to learn. It was hard to learn, but it just takes so much stress out of it because it makes it simple for me. I don't have to overcomplicate it. And sometimes I still post things that I'm like, nope, that didn't work. And then I take it down, right? But the part of it is that every time you're posting, it's based off that niche. It's based off of that type of content that you're trying to reach. So it's going to make it to where when you're posting consistently with it, it has a purpose and it's going to all kind of fall into place. All right. Now, final takeaway for you guys. And then, of course, I hope you all have an amazing Christmas and holidays, whatever you celebrate, if I don't see you guys. Okay. But final takeaway is what I'm always trying to tell you guys is that you just don't need more content. I'm not asking you to post a ton of different things. What we're trying to do is just talk about better topics. We're trying to position ourselves more clearly every time we learn something new. And we're trying to always build that consistency, right? We always want to be consistent. Now, one thing that I can tell you that I have learned in the 6 months of my industry, very kind of just amazing journey of trying to go monetize on YouTube, right? Is that when I started doing this intentionally and I started doing this with a purpose, it became with the income. And then it made me realize I did the same thing with travel. Like when I started being intentional with what I was posting, when I started being intentional, anytime you do something intentional, like when you're meaning to do something repeatedly, that's where the income goes. It's not going to come from just random. You have to plan it. You have to organize it. It has to have a purpose, right? So smart content creates opportunities, and then the right topics that you're posting about is going to do that heavy lifting for you. So the inquiries and the sales kind of come naturally. All right. So if you guys have any questions, of course, feel free to go ahead and comment them below. And if not, make sure you guys share this video, like this video, and show it some love, okay? I'm going to head over to my studio, though, and take a look at all the questions or posts and all of that. And I hope you all have a beautiful week next week, and I'll see you guys with some new agent stuff. But if not, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I'm going to head over to my studio now, and I will meet you guys there.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.